Volleyball, Mason. Who's officer up in that Mason volleyball.
1, 2, 3.
Women's basketball. Men's basketball.
1, 2, 3.
Volleyball right there. Milwaukee's got volleyball, softball.
1, 2, 3.
You're up and down there. Hockey across country or
Thank you for telling me.
we're all over. We want to get done.
In the nursing home, right?
I was up to do that.
Right. Next to the wall.
Go down that ticket office hallway. Behind the ticket office, walk down that hallway.
Yeah, I wasn't getting all be right there. So just grab my microphone and
Yeah, I'm sure that they would. I mean, they're all members. They're not just whatever.
Big 1, 2, 10, 1, 2. Region 13 Championship coming up next right here on the Williston State College YouTube channel. Featuring Dakota County Technical College in as a number 3 seed versus Bismarck State College in at number 4. 1, 2, 3. People today here in Williston, North Dakota. Wind pushing out to left center field here at the Phil Raybon Field.
Keep facing you.
Yeah, coming in here for this edition of Region 13 Baseball on the Williston State College. Okay. Yeah, that'll be a little more directional audio too, so we won't have to worry about muting then.
Today's contest. First, let's meet the visiting team, Mystics. Playing center field, wearing number 33, Casey Phillips. In left field, wearing number 1, Alex Everson. Catching, wearing number 8, Andrew Nagels. Third baseman, number 12, Cole Shirley. The designated hitter, number 23, Kayla Gimble. First baseman, number 34, Nixon Carrier. The shortstop, number 7, Cooper Stallman. Second baseman, number 9, Rydell Adair. Right fielder, number 10, Carter Kruger. And the starting pitcher for the Mystics, number 15, Alex Benitez. And let's meet the starting lineup for the Blue Knights. Right fielder, number 20, Nate Heyman. Left fielder, number 9, George Anderson. First baseman, number 23, Brady Schaefer. Shortstop, number 13, Evan Nelson. The designated hitter, number 35, Reese Tripp. Second baseman, number 2, June Moeller. The catcher, number 17, Nick Brandt. Center fielder, number 8, Teddy Heller. The third baseman, number 11, Jake Rule. And the Blue Knights starting pitcher, number 1, Carter Simonson. We remind you that today's game is being played under NJCAA rules and regulations. Unsportsmanlike conduct will not be tolerated. Let's play ball.
Can I see those lines real quick? Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
Hey there, sports fans, and welcome to Avon Field in Williston. It is the Region 13 Championship games featuring Dakota County Technical College Blue Knights and Bismarck State College Mystics. This is going to be the first championship game if the Mystics take it. Blue Knights are going to look to advance to the District Championship Series, which will be hosted down Iowa if they are able to advance. Coming up with them first, it is going to be the Mystics.
Our championship game. Center fielder number 33.
1, 2, 3, through the looking at the Mystic, looking at the Blue Knights, it is pitcher number 1, Carter Simonson, on the hill, getting ready to go for the first pitch of his outing. First pitch on the way, it's going to be rolled over down towards first base, picked up cleanly, run for the putout. Brady Schaefer flipped it back to Simonson for the first out of the inning. Here, a warm day in Williston. Wind has been pushing out all day. We've seen some monster home runs already. Several of them were featured in the game before this one, which Bismarck State came from behind after falling down early to Miles Community College, and they ended up holding on late 13-12. That featured bases loaded, 2 outs in a 1-run game in the bottom of the 9th. Next pitch from Simonson to batter. Alex Evenson is going to miss for a ball, 1 ball, and no. Evenson digs back into the right-handed side. Looking defense here after this next pitch for the Blue Knights. As Simonson to big right goes to the windup. That one just above the top shelf of the zone for ball number 2, 2-0. Nick Brandt behind home plate. Brady Schaefer over at first, and John Moeller at second. Simonson gets ready for his next offering. Here comes the 2-0 to Evenson on the way. That one also stays up to very close to the top of the zone over at third base. It is number 11, Jake Grubel, and at short is going to be number 35 in Reese Tripp. 3-0 away, and that one's going to be upstairs to Evenson, and he'll draw a 4-pitch walk, but the first runner on base here in the championship game. So the Mystics start off with something cooking here in the top half of the first.
Catcher number 8, Andrew Leaves.
It'll be number 8 catcher Andrew Nieves. He comes in with a 345 average on the season, 445 on base, and 601 slugging. He's been on a tear as of late here, especially in this tournament. In is going to be Simonson. He'll kick and deliver to Nieves. That pitch stays just a little bit upstairs, so Simonson still trying to establish where the top half of that zone is. The runner on first in Everson. He'll get a good lead as Nieves is ahead in the count, 1-0. Simonson with a long look over and comes set. To the lefty, Nieves. That one's going to be up and in. Nieves has to peel away from that one. Now 6 straight missed by Simonson, as he looking down and not fall into a hole here early in this championship game. The Blue Knights have been on a tear here in Williston through their 2 games of play, and they're looking to see if they can finish the Region 13 championship today and save themselves from having to play a winner-take-all game tomorrow. Next pitch up and away. That'll now be 7-0 missed by Simon. As he looks to try and lock in, we'll see if Nieves looked for something down the middle on the get-me-over fastball, or if he has the red line on, awaiting a potential second straight walk by the Blue Knights. Simonson kicks and fires. That one's going to catch the outside corner for 1 down. Nieves in a hitter's count. 3 balls and 1 strike. Over base, Everson still waiting. We'll have to see how aggressive gets on the base pass here in this one. These 2 teams met last night in the nightcap of day number 1, and it was the Blue Knights who took that one. Here comes a 3-1 check swing by Nieves, and they said, yes, you did. That will work the count full. 3-2, runner on first and 1 away. In the on-deck circle for the Mystics is number 12, Cole Shirley. Nieves taps the plate and gets ready to go. Everson with a short lead off at first. Simonson gets set. Here comes the payoff pitch. Curveball stays upstairs, and that is going to be a walk to put runners on first and second. And now that will bring up Shirley. That will now put number 23, Caleb Kimball, in the on-deck circle.
Cole Shirley.
Shirley, then the 4-hole hitter for the Mystics, steps up with runners on first and second, and just away, he'll have a chance with a base knock to put PSC up here in first. Simonson checks the runners and delivers the first one to Shirley. Runs upstairs again. And now we'll have a meet with his catcher. We'll take a quick trip up. Brand having a conversation with his starting pitcher in the game. And the battery mates make a couple discussion points on the hill. We'll have to see if some adjustments are made. Simonson can start pounding the zone here and get some outs to get his guys up the bat. Shirley again will take into the right-handed. Everson on first. Nieves on second. 1-0 count on Shirley. Simonson gets ready to go for the second offering of the at-bat. Here it comes. That one is going to be right down Main Street for called strike number 1 to even the count. So a quick visit coming up may have done the trick. And Brandt looking to solve his pitcher hills now, seeing if he can help his starting hurler get quickly out of this inning, stranding a couple on. 1-1 count up on top. Here next offering. That one is going to be in there for a called strike number 2. Starting to find the zone. Now Shirley down to his last strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Simons again coming in, the second baseman for Blue Knights in Moeller, holding the runner on at second. First baseman Schaefer playing behind the runner over at first in the out. As Simonson comes in on the hill, catcher sets up away on the plate. Here comes the 1-2. That one's going to be down in the dirt. Good burn pitch for Simonson, trying to get Shirley to chase and to even the count up at 2 apiece. Balls, 2 strikes. Runners on first and second and 1 away. Bismarck State, who is into the game with a ton of momentum after the thrilling win over Miles Community College, looking to see if they can keep their bats hot. As Simonson delivers the 2-2, that one is going to be fouled off. Shirley fought that one off. That ran in the hands. It'll keep the count at 2 apiece. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Shirley coming in with a .417 average on the season, .460 on base percentage, .748 slugging. He has on the year 23 extra base hits. He'd love a big one right here to see if he can put his team up by a couple in the first. Simonson checks the runners, and now Fallon's going to hit the batter, and that will load the bases up in the first. And look at the coaching staff for the Blue Knights. No mound visit coming here. They're going to try to get their starter out of the jam as the second baseman will come in
designated hitter
and
number
down
3.
pitcher.
Kimball.
Moeller having a quick conversation, and that will now bring up for BSC Caleb Kimball, the big designated hitter. So he'll step into the left-handed side of the batter's box. Kimball coming in with a .538 average, .581 on base, and .615 slugging. He'll step into the right-handed side. The left-handed side, excuse me. Here comes the next Simonson pitch. That's going to be hard chopper, and that has nice. Only one out. They're able to get over to first. That will bring a run in as Everson houses the plate. And the Mystics take an early 1-0 lead over DCTC. Next up for Bismarck State.
First base number 34.
Nixon Carrier. He'll be the first baseman for the Mystics. Steps in. Looking to see if he can't do some damage. Runners on second and third and 2 away. Here comes the first offering to Carrier. He'll shoot one down towards the DCTC dugout for a foul ball and number 1. So Carrier starts off behind in the count. Blue Knights coming up in the bottom half of the first. It will be Heyman, Anderson, and Schaefer to up 1, 2, 3 through the order. Carrier, the 6-hole batter through the lineup, will step back in as soon as the home plate umpire gets behind. The balls and 1 strike. Simonson 1 out away from getting out of a jam, only allowing 1 on no hits. He's walked 2 and hit 1 so far. Here comes the next one on the way. That one's going to be sent straight back into the netting. Carrier just missed on setting one up the middle, and he'll go down to his final strike of the at-bat. No balls, 2 strikes. Nieves on third, Shirley on second. They'll be Carrier back in. Here comes the 0-2. Big curveball, that one's going to be fouled off as well, as that'll keep the count 0-2. Carrier looking to see if he can work himself onto base any way he can. In the on-deck circle is number 7, Cooper Stallman. Stallman will also be playing shortstop for Bismarck State here in the bottom of the half. Simonson again gets ready to go. Here comes the 0-2. That one's going to be up into left field, coming in hard and making the catch. There's going to be left fielder number 7, Anderson. He makes the out for the third out of the inning. 1 run, no hits, no errors, and 2 runners left on after the end of the first half of the inning. Mystics on top of the Blue Knights 1-0. We'll have the bottom half of the inning coming up in about a minute. Teton baseball on the Williston State College YouTube page.
Right fielder number
And it'll be DCTC coming up to bat here in the bottom half of the first inning. Looking at their lineup as they have Nate Heyman stepping in. He'll take the first pitch away. That came from the starting pitcher for Bismarck State in number 15, Alex Prinsky. And it will be Heyman, Anderson, and Schaefer. 1, 2, 3. Next pitch is going to be fouled down for strike number 2. defense for the Mystics. It'll be Pritzky on the bump behind home plate. The AVs over at first is Carrier. Second base is Adair. Hot corner third is Shirley. And in the hole at short is Stahl. There's a hot shot over to second base. Adair will field it cleanly over to Carrier for the first out
Left
of the
fielder,
inning.
number 9, George Anderson.
It'll bring up to bat fielder number 9, George Anderson, who made a nice running catch to retire the side in the top half of the first inning. Anderson comes into the game looking to stay hot for these Blue Knights, and he'll take the first pitch that misses away for ball number 1. No balls and 1 strike. Anderson with a .359 on the season. He'll dig into the left-handed side of the box. Next offering on the way, and will catch the plate for strike number 1. 2 balls and 1 strike. Pritzky, big right-hander, back on the hill. Bismarck State went quite a few pitchers here in this last game they played, as the next offering from Pritzky misses away to even up to make the count now 3-0. Apologize, read the call from the home plate umpire, so 3 balls and no strikes. As the next offering is on the way, that one is going to hit the batter, as Anderson now will make his trip towards first base. He'll toss his protective gear and slowly walk his way down to first. That'll bring up the bat now, number 22, Brady Schaefer. Schaefer with a .319 average on the year. He has hit a ton, 45 hits for Schaefer so far, including 16 doubles, 3 triples, and 8 home runs. As the number 3 hitter through the lineup gets ready to go, in the on-deck is number 13, Evan Nelson. The cleanup spot. That one's going to be a line drive. It's going to get to straightaway center. Now one's going to carry all the way to the center fielder in number 33, Pacey Phillips. So that one had some giddy up and go. Off the bat, it looked like it would be an easy single. It had too much run on it and got all the way to the glove. Now it would be Nelson up with a runner on first and 2 away for the Blue Knights as they look to try to battle back. Quick pickoff move over to first base, not in time. Carry in with a gap tag, and Nelson now waiting for his first pitch of the game. In the on-deck circle is number 35, Reese Tripp, the designated hitter. First pitch is going to catch the outer half of the zone for strike number 1. No balls and 1 strike. As Nelson looks to see if he can't keep this inning going. Nelson with a .336 average and 12 home runs all season. 25 extra base hits overall. That one's close down the line, but just in time. As getting a lead again is going to be Anderson. An aggressive lead over at first. Pritzky takes a peek over and comes set. Now move comes. And Anderson again with a step and a dive back in. He'll brush himself off. 0-1 still a count on Nelson. He'll tap the plate and get ready to go. Pritzky again checks over. See if he takes another attempt over at first with Anderson getting a good jump, and he's going to take up. That'll be a slice of second base on the ball that ended up down and in the dirt. Unable to field it cleanly. Davies, who's been solid behind the plate and ambush for Bismarck State so far in this tournament. 1 ball and 1 strike on Anderson. Pritzky again comes set and get ready to go. Here comes the 1-1. That one will miss away. 2 balls and 1 strike as Anderson gets up on top in the count. Anderson leads the Blue Knights in total hits. He has 53 so far on the season. As he sees if he can deliver an RBI, it should be his. He came into the game, or into the tournament with 49 RBIs. If stats are correct, the run second would represent his 50th of the year. The foul ball shot towards his own dugout down the third base line, evens the count up at 2-2. Pritzky 1 pitch away from getting out of the inning and stranding a runner on second. Nelson seeing if he can shoot one through and tie things up at 1 apiece. Pritzky checks up at Anderson at second, no one holding. Next pitch, that one's going to be in. And Nelson works the count full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Pritzky, after hitting Anderson to put the first runner of the Blue Knights on, now looking to avoid issuing his first walk of the game. We'll take a look at Navies to get the sign and come set. Payoff pitch is going to be down low, and that's going to be a full count walk. That will bring up to bat designated hitter number 35, Reese Tripp. So Tripp now will have runners
The plate
on first and
designated hitter number
second.
30.
2 away.
Tripp.
Tripp steps to the right-hand side with a 352 average, 500 slugging, and 493 on base. Tripp with 2 home runs. Prisky checks and delivers. That pitch going to count outside corner for strike number 1. No balls and 1 strike. Tripp again gets ready to go. TCTC with blue tops and black bottoms here in this one. And the Mystics with their gray uniforms with green pinstripe. Here comes the 0-1. That one's going to be chopped foul. It's going to bounce right back up and hit Tripp. And he'll go down to the count 0-2. And again, Prisky 1 out away from getting out of the inning. Tripp wearing what appears to be Carpenter's glove steps back into the right side of the batter's box and gets ready to go. Nelson on first, in on second. Moeller in the on-deck circle for the Blue Knights. Prisky again gets ready to go. Here comes the 0-2 offering to Tripp. Towards second, that one was just about airmailed. If Prisky put any more on that, it just about would have gone over the head of the second baseman, Adair. Instead, everyone stays where they're at. Wind still picking up here today in Williston, as Game 2 championship game temperature here in Williston is 92 degrees on field. Here comes the 0-2. That was going to get past the AVs, and that'll put runners on second and third with 2 away. And you get a 1-2 count on. Prisky pulled down on that one a little too hard with the fastball. He'll have to try and right himself as he makes the long trip back to the pitcher's mound. The Avies will have to look to be a brick wall behind the plate to not allow a pass ball or a wild pitch to plate the first run for the Blue Knights. Here comes the 1-2, and that one's going to trip in the helmet and is now over the bases on. Now they loaded him 2 away. That'll bring up the bat now, number 2, Dunn Moeller. See his first at-bat of the game.
Coming to the plate, second baseman, number 2, June Moeller.
Trip now down the first base line, getting a huge lead as they have Carrier playing in something sharply hit down the line. Bases loaded, 2 outs. First offering to Moeller as Prisky's back into the full lineup with a runner on third. Here comes the next one. That one's going to be sharply hit down the line, and Carrier fields it. Strips and makes his way back to the bag at first. And the Blue Knights trying the bases loaded. No runs on no hits, no errors. 3 left on. 1-0 Bismarck State lead after the first inning is in the books. We're back for the start of the second in a minute.
Now batting for Mystics, shortstop number 7, Cooper Stallman.
Action. On Phil Ray on field in Williston. Bismarck State to the Mystics coming back to bat in the top half of inning number 2. As they will have Stallman, Adair, And then Kruger to up through the lineup, 7, 8, 9. First pitch from Simonson. That one falls table a little bit early. And it will be Stallman ahead in the count. 1 ball and no strikes. Both teams still looking for their first hit of the game. Despite 1-0 lead and the Blue Knights stranding 3 on here to end the first. Big swing, Stallman. He misses that one for strike number 1. Step back into the right-handed side. He'll come in with a .315 batting average for the Mystics. He does have 6 home runs so far on the year. To start this second off with a splash. Next offering from Simonson. That one's going to be lifted up out of play for a strike. Stallman out looking to paddles. He'll get back in the on-deck circle. Fix is going to be Rydell Adair, the second baseman, number 9. Simonson gets ready. Here comes the 1-2. That one's going to be softly tapped. Second baseman is going to range over. Moeller fires the in time for the first out of the inning. And the first is retired. Now the Blue Knights looking for a quick second and third
second
out.
baseman number 9, Rydell Adair.
As Adair will step into the left-handed side of the batter's box. Bismarck's for the good righty-lefty-righty mix up through the lineup. Adair again gets ready to go. Again getting set is Simonson. Here comes the next offering. That one, check swing, foul ball from there, and he'll go down to the count. No balls and 1 strike. So throughout the tournament, the Blue Knights have used just 3 pitchers. The starting pitcher in Game 1 took them the distance, and then just 2 innings out of the bullpen in Game 2 last night. So they'll have everybody up and going besides most of the who started those first 2 games as Adair takes the next one on the outer half. Bismarck State has had to use more of their pen in now what is their 3rd game of the postseason. Next offering on the way. That was Bismarck State's 4th game of the playoffs. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Adair. Simonson looking for a punch out to put a big second out forward. Simonson gets set behind the dish. Brandt calls the sign. Here comes the delivery. That's going to be a soft pop up to shortstop. Nelson has to backpedal a couple of feet, and he'll make the out number 2. And that'll bring up to bat now.
Round batting the right fielder, number 10,
Carter Kruger, the 9-hole batter for the Mystics. He'll step in to see if he can spark something with 2 for BSC, who look to grow their 1-0 lead here in the second. Kruger will step back into the right-handed side. His first of the game. Simonson quickly gets on the hill. Catcher's going to set up away. Here comes the pitch to Kruger. Softly taps it. It'll be picked up in fair territory. Fired down the line in time. Brandt over to Schaefer for the third out of the inning. As the Mystics go down in order. No runs, no hits, no errors. On after 1.5 complete. 1-0. BSC still up on top. We'll have Dart on the bottom of the second in a minute.
High school.
We're back here for Region 13 championship action. Back up on the hill here to start the bottom of the second is
Leading off the
Boniski.
second inning.
Boniski coming into this game with a 5.87 ERA on the year. as he looks to keep the Blue Knights off the board. First pitch is going to be fought. That one's going to be shot into the gap, and a Texas Leaguer will get down. That's going to jump over. Cooper's now gets booted by the center fielder and ends up with Nick Grant, catcher number 17, reaching second base. So a hit and an error on the play results with a runner reaching second, and now the Blue Knights
Coming to the plate.
after the first of the inning now have a runner in scoring position. That'll bring up to bat center fielder number 8 in Teddy Heller. Heller will step in looking to get after it for the Blue Knights. Heller coming in with a .458 average. Here comes the first pitch from Panitsky. That one runs upstairs for ball number 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Grant at second. Likely to stay there unless the ball is hit in play. Panitsky again will look back in. Going from the stretch, the runner on second and no one away. There's a pitch sharply hit up the middle, and that is going to be. See if it's a play at first. And it won't be there in time. It'll be single. Second baseman trying to make a play on it in a tear, but he was moving towards the bag at second. Had a little bit of trouble getting out of his glove, but did not have time to throw over to first base. And that will be the second consecutive hit for the Blue Knights.
Grubel.
To bring up to bat, the third baseman, number 11, Jake Grubel. Grubel comes in with a .296 average for DCTC. Panitsky again will come set. First pitch to Grubel. He'll that one down the middle for called strike number 1. No balls and 1 strike. As Grubel looked down the line at third to pick up any plays. With Heller over on first and Brandt on third. Next pitch, check swing. That one stays upstairs. So a big time take for Grubel to even the count up at 1 apiece. Ball and 1 strike. We'll see if now the 1-1 count if Heller takes off towards second. As Grubel's ready to go, there goes the runner. Here comes a throw down towards second. That one's going to be not in time. As Heller slipped in and he flipped the legs of Adair, who had to lunge past the second base side to try to grab that one to prevent it from going into center field. That one out, but runners on first and second with no one out still here in the bottom half of the inning. And now it will be back to the top of the lineup for Nate Heyman to try to put the Blue Knights on top with a hit. First pitch is going to run up for ball number 1. Excuse me. No, it's still ball number 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And it is still Grubel at the plate. Got a little bit ahead of ourselves as the next offering is on the way. 2-2 coming. That one way upstairs to work the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Now Grubel with a big chance to try and deliver here. And if Panitsky can't find the zone for the second time in the game, he'll be facing bases loaded. Shakes off the first sign from Nieves. Shakes off the second one. Now he goes into the windup. Here comes the payoff. That one is going to be top shelf again, and that will load the bases up for the leadoff batter, number 20, Nate Heyman. Heyman getting set to go before he digs himself in. He has 35 RBIs on the season
Now
for
batting
the Blue
number
Knights.
20,
As he gets ready to
Heyman.
go. In the on-deck circle is number 9, George Anderson, who was hit by a pitch in his first at-bat. Heyman so far 0-for-1 in the game. Here comes the first offering. That one's going to be lifted up into center field. Back is going the center fielder towards the fence. Leaping catch. And there's going to be a tag. Runner is going to come in. But has a tag. Shortstop slipped on the relay. And that allowed the runner taking the tag over towards third. So a long ball to the deepest part of the field. And a fantastic play in straight center by Phillips. Retires Heyman, who is in there for his sacrifice fly. Bismarck State appealed a tag. Home plate umpire said everyone's safe, and that does even the game up a piece.
George Anderson.
It'll be George Anderson. Now Pat, as he'll dig into the left-handed side. Anderson, who was hit by a pitch in his first. Now gets back in. He's going to square to bunt. Suicide squeeze coming down. Play at the plate is going to be in time to cut down the runner. And Heller is out for the second out of the inning. So try for the bunt down the third base line. Fantastic play by the Mystics, as it was picked up by Panitsky and tossed back to Navies at home, who made the tag. Down to bat, first baseman number 22, Brady Schaefer. Runners on first and second and 2 away. Tied 1 game. Panitsky comes set on the hill from the straps. There's the delivery. That one just on the outer half for strike number 1. No balls and 1 strike. Schaefer again back in, looking to put his squad up by at least a run. As Panitsky checks up a couple times, next delivery, swing on and miss on a pitch in the turn. And now the Blue Knights down to their last strike of the inning. Panitsky would love to get out of the jam here in this one and get his guys back up in the top of the third to try and take the lead. Panitsky comes set on the hill, checks the runners. Here comes the 0-2. That one will miss upstairs for ball number 1. Schaefer, smart enough to plate discipline to not ace that high heater, as he'll now dig in to see if he can't find something to get around on. Dancing up at second as Panitsky takes a couple looks. There goes the runners. That one's going to be lifted up down the line, and it's going to be chasing it down, and he'll make the running catch for the third out of the inning. Mystics get out of the inning, and the Blue Knights come up with 1 run on 2 hits, 1 error, and 2 runners left on base. And we're tied up here in the championship game from Williston. We'll be back in a minute. Netting for a foul ball to get at 0-2. The Blue Knights have retired the first batter every inning so far in the game, looking to make it 3 in a row. Phillips looking to see if he can reach safely. Sticks to keep pace and reclaim the lead. Here comes the 0-2. That one's going to be softly tapped over to second base, picked up by Moeller to first in time for the out. One is away here in the top half of the third inning. Brand new field here at Phil Raybon Stadium, all turf surface, and it is a fantastic playing surface. Still a little bit of instruction for cleanup in the back area and get the grass down, but this will be one of the best playing surfaces in the state, as it is a host to the Region 13 tournament. Now stepping in is going to be left fielder number 1, Alex Everson, as he takes the first pitch in there for a strike. Everson digs back in. Simonson looking for his second 1-2-3 inning. Next pitch on the way, just misses off the inner half for ball number 1 to even it out. The Bulls starting pitchers trying to round into full here as we get into the middle innings of this championship game. 1-1 offering on the way to Everson. Breaking ball in there for strike number 2. If Bismarck State comes away with the win here in the first game of championship play, they'll play again tomorrow. They'll be right back here in Williston. And the game will have live coverage on the Williston State College YouTube channel. Again, swung on and missed. And Everson goes down for the second out of the inning. That'll bring up to bat catcher number 8, Andrew Nieves.
Missed it, catcher number 8.
Nieves, who has a heck of a tournament so far, including an absolute monster home run earlier today, will step into the left-handed side to see if he can get it going. Here comes the next pitch from Simonson. First of the at-bat, check swing. There's going to be another appeal. This time says no, he did not go. Nieves now will set ahead in the count. 1 ball and no strikes. Simonson setting himself on the hill. Here comes the 1-0. That one runs upstairs for ball number 1. 2 balls, no strikes, no one on, and 2 away. Davies, the number 3 holder through the lineup for the Mystics. Cole Shirley in the on-deck circle. Next offering from Simonson. That one in there for strike number 1. 2-1 the count. Davies asking where that one was at. Just a clerical question. Home plate umpire, not an argument. As he'll dig back in. Simonson kicks, fires. That one, same spot, same evens the count up at 2 apiece. Simonson now 1 pitch away from getting out of the inning. He looks to see if he can get his guys back up so they can take the lead. Here comes the 2-2 to Nieves. That one's going to be in the dirt. The count full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. And Nieves, being a very dangerous hitter for the Mystics, will dig back in. Simonson knows that he can't miss on one. It could be a Bismarck State lead with 1 swing. Here comes the payoff. That one's going to be fouled back, and we'll see another full count offering. So Simonson works his way back up onto the hill. As the Blue Knights will be in through the middle of the lineup when we come back in the half of the inning. Next 3-2 offering on the way. That one's going to be jumped on and sent back in that light again. We'll see a 3rd full count off from Simonson to Nieves here in this one. Wander will dig back into the left-handed side. Shirley in the wings, hoping to have a runner on here in the top of the 3rd. Next full count. That one's going to be fouled off as well. Hit off the face mask of the catcher. And Brant will go pick that one up. He'll head off to the home plate umpire for inspection. Making sure there's no nicks and scratches after it hit off the protect of Brant. And now it'll be full count pitch number 4 to Nieves, who's battling at the dish. Pitch number 9 of the at-bat on the way. That one is going to line down, and a great snag down the first base line by Schaefer for the title side. No runs, no hits, no errors, no left down. 2.5 complete. It is a 1-1 ball game here in the championship game for Region 13. We'll be back in a minute for the bottom.
number
Back
13.
to start the bottom half of inning number 3 from Williston. It is DCT's up to bat, first hit, and that is hammered way foul by the batters off in the lineup. Evan Nelson, it's 4-5-6 up for the Blue Knights as they look to get after it here to try to push out into the lead against the Mystics. And that one's going to hit Nelson on the next offering in from Panitsky. Leadoff batter with no one out. Another great opportunity for the Blue Knights to do some damage on the scoreboard. It'll be number 35, designated hitter Reese Tripp, stepping into the right-handed side. Tripp now looking to get after it. Nelson putting on his sliding glove as he takes the lead over off at first. Panitsky comes set on the hill. First pitch, kicking ball high for ball number 1. As it is a very low ceiling on that strike zone here in this first of a possible 2. Changing in pickoff move. That one is a bang play at the bench. Nelson able to quickly scamper back safely at first. Tripp again will step into the box and get ready to go. Panitsky comes set. Slide step delivery. That one misses away for ball number 2. So both starting pitchers still trying to find the zone here in this one as we're in the bottom half of the third. 2 balls and no strikes. Panitsky getting ready to go. Another good lead by Anderson. That one will miss away. And now we'll have to see if Tripp gets the red light. He knows that Panitsky will have to come 3 straight times. See if getting the over fastball here, and if he does, if he takes a swipe at one. Anderson leading back to the bag at first. Here comes a 3-0. Fast down the middle for a called strike number 1. 3 balls and now 1 strike. Tripp can now wait for something in his go zone. If he gets it, he can swing out of his shoes. As Panitsky gets go, here comes the offering. That one will be in there for a called strike number 2. Down at the outside corner to make the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, runner on first and away. In the on-deck circle for the Blue Knights will be Moeller, followed by Brandt. Mystics would love a double play here. As another pickup move comes, that was going to be in the dirt. Carrier had to pick that one, and Anderson just about slid into a tag, but he got there half a tick early. As the count remains full, Anderson with a little more aggressive lead off the bag at first. Panitsky checks over before he comes set. Now he gets ready to go. Navy setting up on the outer half. Here's the pitch. That one's going to be chopped down the in between short and third, and that is a base knock to put runners on first and second with no one away. So again, the Blue Knights are threatening. They've been threatening all 3 innings so far, but have only gotten 1 run across.
Coming to the plate.
Now we'll have to see
Second baseman
number 2, John Muller, can get the job done. Both teams still looking for their first extra base hit of the game. Muller takes into the right-hand side. In the on-deck circle is Nick Grant, who kicked things off and got the first hit of the game for the Blue Knights. There's a single into center field. They got kicked around, ended up putting Brandt on second. There's a screaming line down the first baseline. One one's going to come to the score. Muller digging in for second base. They're going to send another runner in. Here comes the no relay is going to come in. It's going to be put in the back pocket of Carrier, and that is a 2 RBI double for Muller. And it'll put the Blue Knights on top 3-1 here in the third.
Blue Knights catcher number 17.
This Blue Knight team get the bats going. They can hit a ton early and often. Now Nick Brandt, the catcher number 17, steps back in, looking to go 2 for 2 on the game. Muller in scoring position at second. In the on-deck circle is center fielder number 8, Teddy Held. First pitch to Brandt. Chases one that runs away off the 4, strike number 1. Great pitch from Panitsky there to open up the at-bat. As he's now looking to limit the damage here in the third. Mystics want to keep within team distance, as we saw in the prior game against Miles. They have a way to close the gap. And a breaking ball that was high, get chased on by Brandt. He sends it back to the backstop for strike number 2. Falls down in a big hole of balls and 2 strikes. Panitsky looking for his first punch out of the game. Looks into Nieves, picks up the side, finds on he likes and comes set. Here comes the 0-2 to Brand. Check swing in the dirt, drop strike 3. Navies fires it down. It's going to be just about through the wickets of Carrier, who manages to get his glove on it. But that will also put the runner over to third, so it will be a punch out for Paniski. And that brings up to bat Heller with a runner just 90 feet away from coming home to score. Heller now digs into the right-handed side. In the on-deck circle, he is number 11, Grubel. First pitch upstairs for a ball. One ball and no strikes, no bullpen action early on. We'll have to see that, how long that lasts, especially for as Panitsky is starting to be touched up a little bit. The next pitch is going to be upstairs. As Navy fires one back, runner still hanging on at third in Mueller, who got a big 2 RBI double earlier in the inning. Now he's looking for Heller to try and drive him in, which one way he could do it with a sac fly. Here comes the 2. That one is going to be lifted up into center field. Line drive coming in hard and making the catch is going to be Phillips. That will be deep enough to bring in the run. It is now a 4-1 lead for the Blue Knights. The Blue Knights starting to get their 6 going here in this one. Now the Mystics looking to see if they can quickly get out of this third inning. It'll be Grubel on and 2 away. Baninsky now works around to the back of the rubber. It's set to go to Grubel, who is the number 9 batter. First offering, that one's going to come inside. Just about took a piece of Grubel as he was ready to wear it on the arm, and said it'll just be inside for ball number 1. 1 ball and no strike. Tunitsky back to the full windup with no one on. Here comes the 1-0. That one's going to be rolled over down the third base line. It'll be picked up. Here comes the long throw from Shirley. And that will be not in time. It's going to scamper into left field. And the runner is going to take second. He's going to look for it. Here comes a long throw from Kruger. It's a dart, but it won't be in time. And that will be... See how that one is scored. There'll be an error on the play. We'll see if a hit comes along with it. So an error all the way is called, and that will now be the 4th hit of the game and the first error.
Now batting.
That'll bring it back to the top of the lineup for the Blue Knights for number 20, Nate Heyman, with a runner on third and 2 away. Panitsky's first pitch is going to be chopped foul. The third base line for strike number 1. And one of the Blue Knights will run down to third to go pick that one up. As now Heyman starts off behind the count 1-1. Here comes the 0-1 offering on the way. That one's going to line drive right at third base. And it goes right into the glove of Shirley for the first of the inning.
And for the bottom
3
of the
runs
third
come
inning,
up
3 runs on 3 hits.
3 hits, 1 error, and 1 runner
left on base.
left on base. At the end of 3 complete, it is a 4-run, 4-1 DCTC lead. We'll be back to start the 4th in 1 minute.
Third baseman, Shirley, number 12.
Like we're back here for Region 13 champ action. Simonson back on the hill for DCTC here in the top half of the fourth inning for BSC. It will be Shirley, Gimbel, and Carrier. First pitch of the inning catches the outside corner for strike number one as the wind can pick up here a little bit in Williston. And that may lead to some explosive fly balls into the outfield. And both teams have several that can put it out. Shirley take a big cut at one that ends up in the dirt for strike number two. No balls and 2 strikes after getting 1 run in the first inning. Mystics have been put down in order. And now Shirley will take back in. Simonson quickly goes into the windup. Here comes the 0-2. That one will be lifted up down the line. First baseman can't find it. Here comes the second baseman, picking him up and putting him down. And that will just kick off the top of the fence in foul territory. So a long, long way traveled by Moeller. So some sun playing some difficulties here for the infielders, and we saw it last game where anything hit up in by home plate and behind home plate it caused catchers to not be able to track it at all. So we'll see if that comes into play here throughout this game as Simonson gets ready for the next 0-2 to Shirley. Fastball skips back to the backstop for ball number one to make it a 1-2 count. In the on-deck circle for Bismarck State, looking to get after it will be Gimbel, followed by Carrier. Two up next, designated hitter number 23, Caleb Kimball, as Shirley staring down at a 1-2 count. Simonson with a deep breath, high leg kick and delivery. That one's going to be flared foul. It'll get out of play, and it'll keep the count at 1-2. So Simonson again with a slow walk back to the pitcher's mound here in Williston. As he gets back up on top of the hill looking for his second punch out of the game. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. That one's going to be upstairs for ball number two. Started off in the count ahead 0-2. Now it's even apiece. Shirley looking to make him his way onto the base pass here in this one. As the 2-2 now on the way from Simonson. Curveball stays high for ball number three. And a game that has already seen several full counts sees another one here. 3 balls, 2 strikes, note on, note away for the leadoff batter in the top of the fourth. Shirley gets up on top. Gets the sign from his catcher in Brandt, and the delivery. That one is going to be way high, up about at the shoulders, and it's going to be swung on and fouled back to the backstop. It'll keep the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes one more time. Bismarck State's done a good job so far, battling deep into counts. We'll have to see if Shirley now can get a positive result. Here comes the next payoff. That one's going to be flared down the line, but it's hooking foul. It gets into the Mystics bullpen and keeps the count full. Nieves had a 9-pitch at-bat earlier in the game. And now we're going to see another deep one here from Shirley. Will now have his 3rd payoff pitch coming. Setting up on the outer half, Grant. Here comes the next 3-2. Swing on and miss. And Shirley goes down swinging the first out of the inning. That'll bring up the bat. Designated hitter number 23, Caleb Kimball. Kimball, who can hit a ton for the Mystics, will step into the left-hand side as the infield hooks around a little bit. Playing now right down the first base line is going to be Brady Schaefer for the Blue Knights. Kimball gets ready to go as the offering from Simonson is on the way. That one's going to be hacked at. It's going to be shot up. Should stay in the field of play. It's going to stay fair territory. And there's going to be taken by the shortstop into shallow left field. Making the catch is going to be Evan Nelson for the second out of the inning.
Stepping into the box.
Some rangy defenders here for DCTC here in this one, as they're making every effort they can to not allow extra base runners on. And stepping up now for Bismarck State will be number 7, Cooper Stallman, the shortstop. Excuse me, it'll be Carrier up, and there's going to be a diving play over at third base. Pick it up and firing it down the line, and they hit the play. Over to Schaefer for the final out. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left on. 9 in a row retired by the Blue Knights. They'll come up to bat in the bottom half of the fourth, up by 3. We'll be back for that in a minute.
That was soft play.
I do the same thing I told you that I never would. I told you I changed, even when I knew I never could. Find nobody else as good as you. I need you to stay. Need you to stay.
Well, he settled in after the first inning here.
Wake up, I'm wasted still. Realize that I'm wasted still. Feel like you can't feel the way I feel. Beat up if you can't be right. Beat up if you can't be right. I do the same thing I told you that I never would. I told you I changed, even when I knew I never could. Know that I can't. Got nobody else as good as you. I need you to stay. Need you to stay. I do the same thing I told you that I never would. I told you I changed, even when I knew I never could. Know that I can't. Got nobody else as good as you. I need you to stay. Need you to stay. When I'm away from you, I miss your touch. You're the reason I believe I love. It's been difficult for me to trust.
Didn't use it. Okay.
Back here for the bottom half of the fourth inning. DCTC back up to bat. They're looking to get after it here again. Peninsky out on the hill for Bismarck State. And he'll miss with his first two offers to number 9, George Anderson. Anderson, who has reached safely twice now, stepping back into the left-handed side. Peninsky in his inning of work, getting ready to go. That one is going to be swung on and missed by members of the bullpen for Bismarck State. Toss some work in the pen, but no actual pen session going. We'll have to see if they get up and going. Should Peninsky struggle in this one as he goes into the windup for the 1-2. Next one is going to be swung on and missed by Anderson for the first out of the inning. Second strikeout of the game, Peninsky. And one is away. Mystics looking to see if they can't get quickly out of this inning and keep this game within striking distance.
Brady Schaefer.
That big first baseman, number 22, Brady Schaefer. Comes the first offering to Schaefer. That'll pop off the plate and kick to the backstop for ball number 1. 1 ball and no strike. Schaefer will step back in. He'll get ready to go for the next key offering on the way. That one's going to be sent back into the net for strike number 2. And now Schaefer down to his last strike of the at-bat as Peninsky looking to gun down 2 in a row. He start this bottom of the 4th. Here comes the next offering on the way. Big hook. That one stays upstairs for ball number 2 balls and 1 strike. Schaefer again looking to get after it. Here comes the next offering. Nothing stays high, and that'll be a 3-1 count of Schaefer. Looking for something that he can dive deep and let the wind blow out. Here comes a 3-1 pitch from Peninsky. That one's going to short hop in front of home plate, and that's Nieves in the forearm. So a painful walk for the catcher for the Mix as the Blue Knights now have their first run of the inning on, and Evanson will step up.
Coming to play shortstop,
Nelson now
number
looking to see
13,
if he can't break over Dakota County. Set up in the back half of the box. Schaefer with a conservative lead off the bag at first. First offering on the way to Nelson. That one's going to be fouled to the backstop for strike number 1. In the on-deck circle is Reese Tripp, followed by John Moeller. Nelson getting ready to go. Nieves in his 4th inning of work has given up 4 runs on 4 hits. 2 errors have occurred behind him as the next pitch is going to run away from the plate for ball number 1. Even up the count at 1 apiece. So some tossing going on now in the ballpark pen. So we'll have to see how long Peninsky stays in this one as he gets ready to go. The 1-1. That one's going to be hit a ton, but it's going to be hooked well foul. That one over the light tower in foul territory down the third base line. Nelson has hit a couple crushed foul balls, and he's looking to keep one between the lines for a huge 2-run shot. We'll see if he gets another one to take a wipe at. as Panitsky comes set from the stretch. Next one on the way. Nelson will fall back. He got another one that hung up in the zone. Just couldn't drill it, as the count will remain 1-2. The Blue Knights been hitting solidly so far with 4 hits throughout the first 3 1/3 play. Now they're looking to hit for some power to try to put this one to bed early. We are scheduled for a full 9 regardless of the score. Next pitch on the way, swung on and missed, and Nelson goes down for the second out of the inning to bring up designated hitter number 5, Reese Tripp.
Designated hitter number 35, Reese Tripp.
Tripp now taking a couple of cuts before he steps in. Runner on first, Whisper, and 2 away. The Blue Knights got 1 and 3 in the third. Mystics got their lone run in the top half of the first inning. First pitch is fought off along the hands. That'll be a little flare to second base. Caught by Adair for the third out of the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 left on. After 4 complete. DCTC 4, Bismarck State 1. Back for the top of the 5th in a minute. Championship baseball from home, the Tetons, Williston State College on Phil Rayburn Field. And it is TTC and the Blue Knights up against PSC and the Mystics. Blue Knights have a 4-1 lead here in the top half of the 5th inning. Back on the hill is number 1, Carter Simonson. He has yet to allow a hit through 4 complete innings. And he will be facing through the lineup Stallman, Adair, and Kruger set line. And he will continue hitting after it. He hit 1 in the first inning. Run was allowed to come in to sign that he has been flawless on the hill. Now stepping in to right inside the batter's box.
Leading off the top
Looking to
of the
break
5th
up the
inning.
no-hitter is shortstop number 7, Cooper Stallman.
Cooper Stallman.
Step into the block and get ready to go. Simonson on the hill. Here comes the first offering of the top of the 5th. Big hammer gets in there. Called strike number 1. Great 12-6 that also has hail to it. As Simonson again gets ready to go, he's been finding a groove after that first inning. He's settled in and has been dealing. He goes into the full. Here comes the 0-1. Another big breaking ball in there for strike number 2. We'll have to see if he goes for the hammer a 3rd consecutive time to try to get out on strikes. Simonson again, get ready to go. Here comes the next one. That one's going to be ripped over, and that is going to be the first hit of the game for the Mystics. Past the diving 3rd baseman in Grubel. Well, Grubel, who made a fantastic play, a hot corner earlier in the game, didn't quite have the range to get there on this one. That'll be a runner on first and no one away. And stepping up will be Rydell Adair, the second baseman, number 9. Adair will have a runner on first and no one away. First offering from Simonson to Adair. Now on the outer half. Simonson going heavy with the off-speed pitches here in this 5th inning. Bismarck State still now looks like a couple of pitchers who were warming up have just concluded their bullpen session, and there's going to be a foul ball that's going to be picked up by Phillips, and he was by Brand, and he was looking to fire it down for a force-out, tag-out double play, but when he picked it up, it was just in foul territory as Adair put down the bunt. The count now runs to 0-2, taking them out of Adair's hands. as he digs back into the left-handed side. Corner infielders playing out. Third baseman shaded over towards shortstop. Here's the next one. That was going to be a rip, and that'll be a double play, unassisted. Right to Schaefer at first base, who casually strolls over the bag and steps on it. And two have been put out on one swing. So now up to bat, number 10,
fielder number 10, Carter Cooper.
As Simonson, after that first inning where he allowed the run, is looking to still face the minimum since then. Next offering on the way, and that one's going to be up and over the head of Kruger. 4 ball. Kruger's made a couple of nice plays out in field for the Mystics. Looks to now do it with his stick at the plate. The 1-0 to Carter on the way. That one's going to be down in the dirt. 4 ball. Simonson starts off in a big hole. 2 balls and no strikes. Looking to bat. Wind has been changing directions a little bit now, pushing out to right center field. As Simonson gets the sign he likes, here comes the 2-0. One's going to take, looks like he was going to take a piece of Kruger. He just twisted out of the way just time. That will make it a 3-0, so Kruger will have the red light and force him to come to him into the zone 3 straight times. 3 balls, no strikes. Simonson looking to come back. Setting up on the outer half is going to be Brandt. Next pitch on the way. That one will catch the corner for called strike number 1. Now Kruger looking to see if he can't set something. He goes on to try and drive it to put a runner back on the base for BSC. Simonson looking to battle back and get out of the inning. Again, it will be setting up away. Next pitch is going to be in the dirt, and Kruger will draw the 2-out walk, the runner back on first. That'll flip the lineup back to the top for the Mystics and bring up to bat center fielder number 33, Percy Phillips. So Phillips, the lefty, steps in. And he's looking to see if he can't rip one down the first base line. Simonson checks the runner in Kruger over at first. First pitch of the at-bat on the way, and there's a breaking ball that gets in there. Ends up middle in the zone for strike number 1. Simonson started off the inning with 5 of his first 6 pitches being breaking balls. Now seeing if he can go back to old reliable here in the 5th to get out of the inning or any damage is dealt. The 0-1, and that was going to be fought off by Phillips, and it gets out of play for strike number 2. Phillips and the Mystics down to their last strike of the inning. Percy steps back in with a runner on first and 2 away. Kruger waits for Simonson to toe the rubber. Now gets a moderate lead off the bag at first. He gets checked on over. Now the 0-2 offering coming to Phillips. Fastball is going to be chopped down. That's going to be off the ankle of Phillips as he hobbles out of the box. And they'll give him a few seconds to try and walk that one off. A painful foul ball to keep the count at 1-2. So Phillips, should he get a good hit on one, he may be hobbled a little bit as he's still flexing that right as a home plate umpire, and now his head coach comes and checks on him. He should be all right to go to state in this one. If he does stay in, he's going to be sore tomorrow as he waves off his coach and now is ready to go to get again. No balls and 2 strikes. Phillips looking to continue battling. BSC has had some lengthy at-bats as work counts deep and just been unable to come up on base when they do, but now the runner on first and 2 away. They're looking to do just that as Simonson gets ready to go. Here comes the next 0-2 to Phillips. That one's upstairs. And popping up onto his feet to look for the down was going to be Brandt, with Kruger still hanging on at first. Kruger not a typical stolen base candidate for the Mystics, as he gets another short lead off the bag at first. Here comes the next 1-2 now. Now it's going to be a chopper down the first base line. Leagues foul and keeps the count at 1-2. So Phillips with a good at bat here, looking to see if he can keep the inning going as he digs back into the left-handed side. Simonson again cut and gets ready to go. Takes a peek over at Kruger, who's leaning back to the bag at first. Next 1-2 on the way. That one's going to be upstairs to work the count 2, just above the top end of the zone. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Runner on first, and away. His tape so far on the season. They have 101 stolen bases on the year. How's the next 2-2? The first 2-2 is going to be swung out and miss, and there's a strikeout for the third out of the inning. No runs on, no hits, no errors. 1 runner left on base after 4.5 complete. Halfway through this championship game, it is a 4-1 Blue Knight lead with back for the bottom in a minute.
I jinxed them all.
You're back here for Williston 13 championship action from the Phil Ravon Field and Williston. Let's get back on the hill for the Mystics, and the first pitch is going to be fouled back and outplayed by the number 6 hitter. The number 6 hitter, June Muller. Second baseman will be Muller, Brandt, and Head. 6, 7, 8 through the lineup. Muller, who hit a big double to kick off that 3-run inning, he's going to chop one again through the right side of the infield for a base, knocking his second hit of the game. 5th hit of the contest for the Blue Knights as they are threatening to try and break this. We've had several runners on. They've gotten 4 of them in so far. That'll be Nick Brandt stepping in, catcher number 17. Get a first single into center earlier in the game. Now looking for another base knock for the Knights. And that one is going to be a pickoff move over to first. Muller able to get back in time safely. As Panitsky back up on the hill. More pen activity for the Mystics as they have a couple of guys in the pen throwing and getting warmed up. Big lead by Muller off of first. Next pitch is going to be down in the dirt. First pitch to Brandt is going to be down low for ball number 1. 1 ball and no strikes. DZTC looking to increase their 4-1 lead. As Panitsky delivers, that one also down low. It's going to be at the feet of the catcher, and that'll allow Muller to scamper into second base. The Avies couldn't quite pick that one out of the dirt, and it took him a beat to locate it at his feet to put the run to scoring position with no one away. Brandt again with a base knock. He could bring in the 5th run of the game for Dakota County. Here comes the next offering, and that one is going to be another stolen base as that was in the dirt. And a quick on the line, just safe as the throw was a half-tick late. A fantastic throw from the Avies. Just couldn't get him, as also a pick and a tank by Shirley. That'll now put the first run of the inning 9 away from coming around to score, and Brandt is ahead in the count 3-0. As Panitsky now looking to battle back. Here comes that 3-0 offering. That one on the inner half for a called strike number 1. Panitsky got the strike of the at-bat with the fastball. Now we'll see if Brandt sits on another one. That one's going to be hammered off of the leg protector of Brandt. It'll work the count full 3-2. Brandt now will kick things around, and home plate umpire taking a second to check on him, and he says, points with his bat and says, yep, just got me off The shin protector as Panitsky's back to the full windup with a runner on third and no one away. Comes the payout. Now it'll be in the dirt for a walk, and runners will be on the corners and no one away. And again, the Blue Knights threatening in a big way as they'll hand the bat off. Center fielder number 8, Teddy Heller. And there's going to be a mound visit coming for the Mystics. We'll see if it's just a confidence talk coming and have our answer already as a member of the Pens making their way out onto the field. We'll have a pitching change coming for Bismarck State as they want to shake things up and see if they prevent any damage from coming across. It'll be a warm-up session coming up for the new pitcher. We'll let you know who it is when we come back here in a minute. On the hill now for the Mystics, the 9 River Walters. In his 9th appearance on the season, he has a 1-0 record with a save through 11 innings pitched. He's given up 7 runs on 10 hits, walked 7 and struck out 10. Also has given up 2 home runs. He has a 5.73 ERA as he will inherit runners on the corners this year. They'll both be credited to Panitsky should either one or both of them get in as he looks to fend off Dakota County Technical College here in the bottom half of this 5th inning. It'll be a tall task at that as Walters, a freshman, gets his final couple of pitches in before he gets after it. The batters reached safely. One on a knock, another on a walk. And that will bring up the bat Jake Grubel, the third baseman, number 11. Not Grubel, number 11. It'll be Heller up to bat, number 8. It'll be Teddy Heller coming up to bat.
Over the plate for the Blue Knights.
With Grubel in the on-deck set.
Heller.
8-9-1 now go up with runners on the corners. Mystics looking to see if they can't get a couple of outs. A quick shot to the infield. Middle infielders still playing double play depth as they're looking to, if they get something, a hot shot up the middle to get a quick 2 outs. As Walters gets the first sign from Nieves and comes set. Here's the first pitch to Heller. He's going to jump on one, send it straight back and out of play for strike number 1. No balls and 1 strike. Walters, a righty. Bismarck State going righty in the to start off the game on the hill. Walters again looks in and checks the runner over at first. Nieves setting up away. Next offering. That one's going to be sent out of play as well. Makes it 0-2 count on Heller. As he looks to see if he can't deliver a big RBI knock for the Blue Knights. Heller again getting ready to go. Good turnout from Bismarck faithful here in Williston for this championship action. Walter checks the runner on first. Now the 0-2. That one's going to be a little bit of a safety swing from Heller. He'll send it back into the net, and the count will remain 0-2. So now the Blue Knights doing some battling up at the dish. They're looking to see if they can't come up on top here in this one and extend their lead out to 5-1. Coming set is going to be Walters, he'll kick and fire it, swing on and misses. Heller goes down on strikes. The A's pops to his feet, looked at a back pick, but decided not to throw down to first base. As the runner scampered back in time in Brant, that'll bring up to bat. Now third baseman number 11, Jake Grubel.
Number 11, Jake Grubel.
Grubel to up as the 9-hole batter in the on-deck circle. Leadoff and a right fielder number 20, Nate Heyman. Walters got the first out of the inning, seeing he can get a quick 2 and 3. A double play would get the Mystics out of the inning. There's going to be a push bunt, suicide swing coming down. Second attempted of the game for the Mystics. And there's a great bunt down the first baseline by Grubel that does play another run and moves Grant into scoring position. The out is recorded at first. A sacrifice bunt by Grubel will make it now a 5-1
Right
game.
fielder number 20, Nate
Bring up the bat.
Heyman.
Right fielder number 20, Nate Heyman, with Craig Anderson to the on-deck circle. As the order wraps around for the Blue Knight, they're looking to see if they can extend the lead even further and give themselves some breathing room. First pitch from Walters. That's a huge hit down the third base line. Well foul. That one will hit a ton. The Blue Knights have been flirting with the long ball all game long. That's their third monster shot and hooked foul. As Walters again looks in. Now looking to avoid leading anything up and over. Here comes the next spring. That one's going to be down in the dirt, and a good jump by Brandt, but he holds on as that one didn't kick away from the Avies far enough for him to feel comfortable swiping. He'll hang up still at second base. Runner on second, 2 away, 1 count to Heyman. Walters, a sign he likes from the Avies, and comes set. Checks the runners. Now the 1-1. Swung on and missed by Heyman, and he goes down in the count. Now 1-2. Heyman getting back in. Anderson in the on-deck circle, followed up by should Heyman go down here. The Blue Knights would bring 2-3-4 up in the bottom half of the next inning. This one is guaranteed to go the 9-inning distance. As 1-2 is on the way, that one's going to be shot over to third base. Diving play can't be made, and the beat around the corner is going to be Grant. He's heading home. It'll be cut off, and that'll be the second run of the inning coming across the plate. As now that will be a 6-1 game in favor of the Blue Knights. Anderson will
George Anderson.
So Anderson with a run on first, and he looks to keep the inning going for Dakota County Technical College. There's out of the pen. Now has allowed 2. Either of them will be credited towards him. They'll both go on Panitsky. First pitch to Anderson. They'll be out in front of that one for strike number 1. And 1 strike. Lead on over at first base. As Anderson will come set on the hill. Heyman and first. Next offering to Anderson on the way. That was going to be in the dirt. And it'll be Heyman who easily into second base. As Walters, who's been pounding them, but when he misses, they've been down in the dirt. And that has allowed runners to answer. Now another Blue Knight in scoring position. With the lefty and looking to see if he can pull one down the line and plate Heyman. Here comes the one. That one catches the outside corner for strike number 2. And again, the miss, 1 pitch away from getting out of the inning. Walters looking to escape his first inning of work, not having any officially accredited towards him. Here comes the 1-2, check swing. And Anderson was able to hold up as that one gets down in the dirt for ball number 2. To count. In the on-deck circle is first baseman number 20, Brady Schaefer. River Walter again will come set. 2-2 on the way. That one's going to be fouled high. Anderson, and he'll see at least one more offering. As Walters has a tall task now through the heart of the lineup, looking to get out and face 3-4-5 when he comes up next, if he'll come out for a second inning of service. Back in again is Anderson. Walters looking into the Avies. Find the ride. Finally gets one he likes and comes set. Heyman at second base still. Next pitch. That will be down in the dirt for ball number 3. Anderson able to work the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Runner on second and 2 away. Anderson taps the plate. Gets ready to go. Walters finds one he likes and comes set. Heyman with a short lead off the bag. Payoff pitch on the way. It's a short tapper. Walters fields it over to first in time for the third out of the inning. 2-run loss for DCTC in this bottom half of the fifth inning.
Bottom of the fifth inning.
On
Two
two
runs on
hits.
2 hits. No errors.
No errors and 1 runner left on after 5 completes. A 6-1 Blue Knights lead over the Mystics. We'll be back to start the 6th inning in 1 minute. Championship action from the Phil Raymond Field in Williston.
Alex Everson.
It'll be Alex Everson coming up to bat for Bismarck State. 2-3-4 up in this top half of the 6th inning. Everson, Navies, and Shirley. First pitch from Simonson. That one going to be tapped foul down towards the Mystic. Everson goes down to the count. No balls and 1 strike. The Mystic was just one far in the game. They're looking to see if they can't get hot here as they did against the Pioneers and battle back to make this one tight late to force a second championship game tomorrow. Next pitch from Simonson. Great breaking ball and sneaks into the top shelf of the zone for strike number 2. And 2 strikes. Back up on the hill is Carter Simonson. The full windup and delivery. That one swung on and just, normally you're going to say not foul tip, but that's going to be picked up in the dirt by Brett, and he'll take
play for the Mystics.
Everson for the first out of the inning. Actually in the books, he has a strikeout. That'll bring up to bat now catcher number 8, Andrew Navies. He'll step into the left-handed side. Navies with a very big bat for the Mystics. He's looking to turn on one. Here comes the first pitch to him. That one is going to be a big cut and a miss out in front of a first pitch curveball for strike number 1. See if Navies can get a hold of one here. Right fielder playing about 25 feet away from the fence as the next offering is on the way. That one's going to hit Navies, and he will get his trip onto base, but it'll be a painful one. As I'll hand the bat off to third baseman number 12, Paul Shirley, the cleanup batter for the Mystics. And Caleb Kimball now in the on-deck circle.
Third baseman.
Shirley getting ready to go as Simonson looks to continue to deal off a double play to get out of the inning. The Blue Knights have already turned one assisted double play on a line drive down to first base that found its way into the glove of Brady Schaefer. Next one now is going to be a high lifted up ball down the foul line. Giving chase is going to be Heyman, and he'll make the catch, and it'll be a fired in, and that was an absolute dart from right field. If Navies looked to tag up, he would have been gone by a mile. Instead, he'll hang on at first, and Caleb Kimball will work his way into the left-handed side of the box. Kimball now steps in. Mystics down by 5 here in the top of the 6th. As Simonson continues the deal, he'll check over on at Navies at first. First pitch on the way to Kimball. That one upstairs for ball number 1. As the wind continues gust here in Williston. So now taking a beat as he gets back onto the mound. 1 ball and no strikes. Runner on first and 2 away. Next offering to Kimball. Simonson with a slide step delivery. That's going to be a high chopper deep into hole at second. Fired across the first in time to get Kimball for the third out of the inning. 4-3. No runs, no hits, no errors. One runner left on at the end of 5.5 complete. It is still a 6-1 game. Blue Knights looking to extend that lead out when we're here for the bottom half of inning number 6. Championship game. Dakota County Technical College and the Blue Knights back up to bat.
Now batting first base, number 260.
And they will have 3, 4, 5 to up through the lineup. Schaefer and Tripp, and it'll be River Walters back up on the hill. Here comes the first from Walters. That one's going to be chased upstairs by Schaefer. Still doesn't have any runs to his name so far. Two came under his watch, but they're both credited to Paninsky. As the 0-1 on the way. Now that's going to be lifted up to left field for a leadoff hit for Schaefer. As that'll bring up that shortstop, number 13, Evan Nelson, the cleanup hitter through the lineup. Nelson to tear the cover off a 1 to see if he can spark
shortstop number 13
for the Blue Knights.
Nelson
trying to put this one to bed and make it mathematic here through the 7th and 9th inning. Nelson digs into the right-hand side. Schaefer with a short lead off the bag at first. Will be checked up by one. Comes set on the hill. Here comes the first pitch. That one's going to be a scream shot that's going to get into the parking lot right next to the campus over along the first baseline, as there's some pin activity now for DCTC as they look to bring in a very hard-throwing right-handed pitcher. We'll have to see if Simonson will come out for the 7th or if they're going to go to the pen to try to close the door. Here comes the pitch. There goes the runner. A screen shot. That one's going to be cleared on the line. It gives the extra bases. Look, Schaefer's going to curl around third. He's looking to come in to score. And that will be Nelson ordering into second base with an RBI double. And make it a 7-1 game in favor of the Blue Knights. And now be designated hitter number 35, Reese Tripp, stepping back to bat as he's looking to trade Nelson on second base. And as Schaefer comes in, he gets mobbed by his teammates in the Dakota County dugout. Waiting for Nelson to get back on second base after running his protector over to his third base coach. Now Tripp will step in and get after it. Walters allowed his first run to come in as a catcher will head back down to the bullpen for the Mystics. Here comes the first pitch to Tripp. That one's going to end up in the dirt, blocked by Nieves behind the plate to keep Nelson at second. Still no away through 2 batters faced for Walters here in the bottom half of the 6th. Quickly gets the sign from Nieves and comes set. Next pitch on the way. That one's going to be hit a ton deep into left center field. Back is going the center fielder, and he'll make the catch. Phillips with the grab for the first out. A long throw over to third base. And having to stay second is going to be Nelson. So Tripp just got underneath that one and not keep it in the park. That one was absolutely hammered high and deep.
John Muller.
That'll bring up to bat second baseman number 2, John Muller. Muller with an extra base hit so far. 2 hits so far in the game for Muller, looking to make it a 3-hit day for him so far as he'll step into the right-hand side. Walters checks up at Nelson on second and delivers. That was going to be golfed down the third base line, fielded along, a long throw across the infield in time. Great play over at third by Shirley for the second out of the inning. And 2 are quickly away. That'll bring up to bat catcher number 17, Nick Brandt.
Now batting, Blue Knight catcher, number 17, Nick Brandt.
Brandt now digs in with Nelson in scoring position at second and 2 away. Looking to get out of the inning is Walters after allowing a run to come in. Here comes the first pitch. That one's going to be a big swing and a miss, with Brandt dipping that bat head down to try to launch it. Came up empty, and he goes down in the count 0-1. Walters picking up another sign from Navies. Likes the first one he sees and gets ready to go. Here comes the 0-1 to Brandt. There goes the runner. Navies with a fire down the third base line. Runner's going to get in there safely. So a big jump on that one. And now it will be Nelson at third base as the Blue Knights looking to be aggressive on the base pass, up by 6 here in the bottom of 6. Walters from the stretch will deliver the 1-1. That one's going to be chopped foul by Brandt. And he'll kick off his leg. As Navies will fire another one back to Walters. Now pitchers up and going for both sides. We have a pitcher stretching out in the Mystics bullpen. Walters looking to get out of the inning. Stranding a runner on bird for the Blue Knights. Here comes the next offering to Brandt. It's going to be away for ball number 2 to even up the count at 2 apiece. In the on-deck circle is center fielder number 8, Teddy Heller, the number 8 batter through the line. As River again comes set on the bump. The 2-2 to Brandt on the way. That one's going to be launched down the field line. Got a chance to go. Dip, potato jam. That's a 2-run shot. And that will make it a 9-1 game here in the 7th. Dakota County has been flirting with long balls all game long. They get that one. And that one, with a cross-cutting wind, was easily out of here on a one-drive shot over the left field fence. And that is the third one to come across here in this one. And the Blue Knights now have an 8-run lead for the Mystics.
Center fielder number
Heller now
8,
comes
Teddy
up to bat.
Heller.
With no one on and 2 away. Rivers back into the full windup. Here comes the first offering to Heller. That one's going to be lifted up into center field. And that is a second straight base knock for Blue Knights as they look to keep the onslaught coming here in the 6th. Played its 3 so far, 9 total. The Mystics got the first run of the game, top half of the first. Since then, they have, and all game long, they've been able to get one hit. And 2 base runners since the first. As Walters checks over and comes set. Grubel takes into the right-handed side. First offering will be down in the dirt. Runner's going to go. And the Yankees with a good gun down. And that tag is going to be in there. And the inning is retired as Heller is caught stealing for out number 3. 3 runs on a few hits, no errors, no one left on.
4 hits, no errors.
It will be a 9-1 game as we start at the top of the 2nd here from Williston in a minute. New pitcher on for DCTZ, Taylor Morissette, coming into the game. He has a 6.55 ERA, 4-4 on the season through 12 appearances. He is a normal starter for the Blue Knights. He has 8 starts on the season. He went 2 complete games and thrown 1 shutout. He's 33 total innings pitched. He's given up 31 runs on 38 hits, 24 earned runs, and has allowed no home runs so far all this season. And he'll be coming up against Williston State and the Mystics here in a 13 championship game. Due up for the Mystics. It is going to be 6-7-8 through the left. Carrier, Stallman, and Adair. Nixon, Carrier, big baseman for the Mystics, will step into the right-handed side. Morissette now taking a look at his wristband to get going. And gets ready to go. First offering. A dart of a outside corner. Some giddy up and go on that first offering. As Morissette will now look in quickly back into the full lineup. Here comes the 0-1. That one misses wide for ball number 1 to even up the count at 1 apiece. 9-1 here in the top of the 7th. Championship action goes a complete 9 regardless of the score. As Morissette likes the first sign and goes for the 1-1. That one misses down low for ball number 2. Morissette on a very fast pace on the hill. He's looking to pick him up and put him down in quick succession.
I dropped it.
As Brand again is going to set up on the outer half. That one does catch the corner for strike number 2 to even up the count at 2 apiece. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Carrier steps back in to the batter's box. And now the 2-2. That was line hit high and deep into right field. Going back and making the catch is going to be Nate Heyman for the first out of the inning. Best hit ball of the game so far for the Mystics is now they're looking to see if they can't hit him where they aimed. As step to the right-handed side will be shortstop number 7, Cooper Stallman.
Number 7, Cooper Stallman.
Stallman back, looking to see with 1 away in the top of the 7th if he can get something going before it becomes too little too late. First pitch is going to be sent up and out of play for strike number 1. No balls and 1 strike. In the on-deck circle, second baseman number 9, Rydell Adair, followed up by Carter Kruger. Stallman, the number 7 batter, through the lineup. Gets ready to go. Next pitch. That one's going to short off home plate and kick to the backstop as Morissette evens up the count at 1 apiece. Morissette now quickly back on the rubber. He'll look in. Quickly goes in the lineup for the 1-1. High fastball chased by Stallman. And he'll go down his final strike of the at-bat, 1-2. Adair to him next for the Mystics as Bismarck State looking to start something up. That one's going to be lifted up and out of play. So Stallman getting a couple pieces. Now looking to see if he can shoot one into a find a hole. As the home plate umpire has to pick up a fresh couple of from the DCTZ dugout. 1 ball and 2 strikes, no on and lay. Next pitch coming. Swung on and missed. And Morissette now has got his stop of the inning, his first punch out in his first inning of service.
Right.
Morissette working back up and not wasting any time. He'll likely have his first offering to Adair in just a couple of seconds. He's already getting the pitch call in from the dugout. We'll go back to the full. Here comes the pitch to Adair. That one misses low for ball number 1. 1 ball and no strikes. DCTZ now just 7 defensive outs away from playing the championship game as that next pitch is going to be flared foul down the third base line. Even up the count at 1 apiece. Coach Jaden Scott for the Blue Knights looking to see if they can hold on to this 8-run lead. A sharp shot over to shortstop, and that is going to be fired over to Schaefer at first for the 3rd out of the inning. The run gets here. No runners left. After now 6.5 complete, it is still a 9-1 game. Blue Knights looking for more when they come up here in a minute. I turned to Rico. Stretch in the books here from Phil Raybon Field in Williston. New pitcher on the hill for the Mystics, number 18, Eli Niehammer. As he looks to get going here. Niehammer, a sophomore right-handed pitcher, has made just 2 appearances on the season. He's given up 1 run on 3 hits. Comes in with a 0 ERA on the season as he looks to hold Blue Knights from getting more runs across as they have a
Leading off the bottom of the 7th inning. Third baseman number Jake Ruel.
He's having a good conversation with his catcher as maybe behind the dish and looks
Now
to
pitching
get
for
going.
Mystics, number 18,
It'll be
Eli. 9.
9-1-2 to up for the Blue Knights. Grubel and Anderson. Niehammer on the way, first pitch, swing on and missed for strike number 1. The ball's and 1 strike now. Grubel looking to get after it. Here comes the next Niehammer break. That one's going to be a sharp hit ball to second base. Fielded up by Adair over to first in time for the first out of the inning. A routine play for the first count. As that one now brings up to bat. A leadoff batter through the lineup for the Blue Knights in right fielder number 20, Nate Heyman. Heyman came in to score last inning. And a sharply hit ball by Anderson. And now he'll step back into the right-hand side, see if he can't start things for DCTC. Here comes Niehammer's next offering. That one will be down low for ball number 1. Niehammer, the third pitcher to see action here in this championship game for the Mystics. Bismarck State needing a lot with a little bit of time to do it as that next pitch misses away for ball number 2. And now being patient with the new pitcher on the hill for the Mystics. They look to see how long it takes for Niehammer to find the zone here in his second batter faced. Anderson in the on-deck circle, followed by Schaefer. Should we get there, here comes the 2-0. That one is going to catch the outside corner for strike number 1. 2 balls and 1 strike. Again, is going to be Heyman. Niehammer likes the first side and delivers. That one's going to be a hot shot down the third baseline. What a play over at shortstop. And that's going to be airmailed, and it'll kick off the backstop, and they'll say that one was a bounce into the dugout area of the Mystics, and that'll be second base afforded to Heyman. And going to the books as a single and an error, as that was a tough play. And the shortstop, Stone was trying to make. He would have had enough time to get there, and it sent it into the Mystics dugout. It popped back out into the field of play, and that will bring up to bat now left fielder number 9, George Anderson. Here comes the first pitch from Niehammer. That one misses for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Niehammer again gets ready to go. Anderson looking to see if he can drive in the runner at second base in Heyman. Next pitch is upstairs, and the second straight batter falls or gets ahead in the count. 2 balls and no strikes. Niehammer again comes set, checks up at Heyman again, delivers the next one. That's high level fastball for another ball. Anderson now looking to get on base any way he can. 3 balls and no strikes. See if Anderson hits the red light here on this one. Next offering, that'll be middle for a called strike number 1. Get me over fastball is there. And now Niehammer looking to continue to. Anderson looking to tee off on something that comes over the middle. Heyman with a short lead up at second, looking to avoid being doubled up. Next one will miss away, and Anderson will draw a walk to bring up first baseman 2, Brady Schaefer. So the big righty will make a trip into the right-handed side and look to get going. As no pen activity besides over in the DCTZ pen. Teton head coach Mason Brisbilla making his rounds and making sure everything is squared away here at Phil Raybon Field. Next first offering, check swing by Schaefer. They're going to check to see if he went, and they said he did for strike number one. He'll step back into the right-hand side. Here comes the next Nyhammer offering. That was going to be flared foul down the first base line out of play. So the Blue Knights with a commanding lead, and I think they're looking to try and hold on to it, even if they did get Coach Priz to pitch the 8th and 9th. As Nyhammer again asking for Nieves to go through the signs again. He'll come set all. Here comes the 0-2, swung on and missed by Schaefer, and he goes down, strikes for the second out of the inning. That'll bring up to bat shortstop number 13, Evan Nelson. Nelson looking for another big bash as he has runners on first and second and 2 away. Here comes the first offering to Nelson. That one, big cut. Nelson looking to send that one out in a no doubt about her as he goes down to the count 0-1. We'll have to see if he can make an adjustment and catch up to a Nyhammer fastball. He'll get the send sign from Nieves and come set. Here comes the 0-1. Curveball is going to be fouled back to the backstop, and again, Nelson knew let a good one get away as he'll fall down to the 0-2 count. Blues down to their last strike of the inning, looking to take advantage. Runners on first and second, 2 away. Nyhammer looking to get out of the inning without allowing any more damage to come across. Blue Knights with 11 hits so far in the game. He's taking his time to get the sign from Nieves. Now finds one he likes here. That one's going to be up and over the head of Nelson. Make it a 1-2 count. Back up on the bump goes Nyhammer as he looks to see if he can't dial one up, to see if he goes with another burn pitch to try to get Nelson to chase for strike number 3. 1-2, and there it is. Swing on and miss for the third out of the inning. As the side is retired after 7 complete, it is 9-1.
Runners left on base.
No runs on 1 hit, 1 error, 2 runners left on after the end of 7 complete. It's an 8-run lead for the as they head back out to the top of the 8th to get 3 of the 6 outs they need to be crowned the 13th champion. We'll be back for that in a minute. Here to start the 8th from Williston as DCTZ now on to the field. Back out for his second inning of work as Taylor Morissette. It'll be 9-1-2 up for the Mystics. Kruger, Phillips, and Everson. Carter Kruger steps into the right-handed center's box. First pitch from Morissette, check swing, and they're going to say that's going to take a piece of Kruger in the knuckles. So he'll get another trip down to first. Now that will be Percy Phillips stepping in left-handed side of the batter's box with a runner on first and no one away. The Mystics looking to claw back in this one late, trailing by 8. But as we saw in their game against Miles, they have enough juice at the plate to get it done. First pitch from Phillips is going to be in the dirt. It'll kick away from Brent, and that'll allow Kruger to scan to scoring position at second base. With a 1-0 count now for Phillips. as he can step in and bring home the second run of the game for BSC. One swing. Sticking back into the left-handed side. Everson in the on-deck circle. Next pitch going to be a chopper up to shortstop and fielded cleanly by Nelson across in time for the first out of the inning. And one is away. That did put Kruger over to third base. And now stepping up is going to be Alex Everson for the Mystics. Left fielder. He'll dig into the right-handed side. That Bismarck needs 90 feet away. First pitch. Called a strike on the outer half. Out now, no balls and one strike. Set kicks and delivers. That one's good. In the dirt, good block. Behind home plate by Brandt. Brandt was able to keep that one in front of him. That kept Kruger at third base. Navy's in the on-deck circle. Next pitch is going to be just hooking foul. That one was hit a ton. It'll stay in the out of the field of play as Everson just missed, making it a 9-3 game and giving some momentum over towards Bismarck State. Instead, it'll make it a 1-2 kick. Work his way across the plate and get back in. Looks like he waits for time to readjust some equipment before he gets back in there. Kruger, watch that one sail as that was a hard, high hit, long ball that just tailed into foul territory late. The wind tried to help push that one and keep it fair, but just didn't get enough done. Now the 1-2 on the way. Burn pitch with the breaking ball moves down and away for ball number 2 to even up the count at 2 apiece. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Everson back in the on deck in the batter's box. Next pitch. Called strike 3 on the outer half. Great power in there from Morrison to get the punch out. And the first out of to bring up the dangerous catcher number 8. Catcher number 8. To the left-hand side of the box. First pitch from Morrison. That one stays below the zone for ball number 1. Is there some pen activity looking to start up for Dakota County? Morrison with the next offering. That one catches the outside corner. And is number 30, Joan Ernster. As there is also some pen activity for the Mystics. Next pitch is going to be in the dirt. And they'll kick past Brandt, but only about a foot and a half. Keeping the runner still at third base. He takes knock to his pitcher in Morrison. As they're looking to dial one up. As maybe Brandt may have caught something on that ball that was in the dirt. Time to check all of extremities before he jogged back to home plate and gets ready to go. 2 balls and 1 strike. The Mystics looking to see if they can do some takeaway. That one also is going to kick away, and here comes the runner in. There's not going to be a play at the plate, and that'll make it now a 9-2 game. So Bismarck State gets 1 back. Now they're looking to get 7 more back here, and they They have four outs before the Blue Knights come away with the Region 13 title. Force it again back up on the hill. 3-1 offering on the way. That one swung on and missed for the payoff pitch coming. A chance for Dakota County to get out of the inning with only surrendering one. Morrison again comes on the pump. Here comes the payoff. That's going to be a sharp shot off the middle. That'll be a big to bring up to we're back here again. We apologize for the technical difficulties. A little bit of the early summer heat still causing some difficulties, but I think we're ready to go now as it's runners on second, third, and one away for the Blue Knights. Nyhammer coming up on top. Here we get Heller up in the count. 0-1 next delivery. And that's going to be chopped up the middle. Tough play to be made, but they're going to get the runner over. No, it's going to be a bang-bang play, and they got him out first. A great stretch coming up the line by Carrier. Was able to keep his tiptoe on the bag to get out number 2. Coming in to score is going to be Reese Tripp for the 10th run of the game for the Blue Knights to make it now 10-2. That'll bring up the 9th batter through the lineup in number 11, Jake Grubel, the third baseman. Mystics looking for the third out they need, and then they'll have their backs against the wall in the top of the 9th. Grubel with a short shot over to Kruger in right field. He's going back and making a catch on the run, heading towards the finish. The third out of the inning. One run comes in on one hit. There's no errors and one run left on base after 8 is complete. 10-2. DCTC needs 3 more outs to come away with the win. We'll see who heads to the mound. We'll be back for that in 1 minute. We're back here for the top half of the 9th inning from Phil Raybon Field in Williston. We apologize for any technical difficulties as the sun is heating up the equipment a little bit and causing a little bit of jitteriness, but we'll get you to action as we can here through this one. New pitcher on the hill looking to close the door, number 38 leg for DCTC, and he's looking to get the final 3 outs that he needs to get the Region 13 championship. Hagen comes in with a 2.1 ERA on the season, 25 inning pitches. He's given up 8 runs on 20 hits.
34, Nick Carrier.
He has walked 12 and struck out 36. It'll be Carrier, Stallman, Adair, 6, 7, 8 through the lineup. First pitch coming in from Hagen. That will miss for ball number 1. So Hagen, a hard-throwing right-handed pitcher, work his way back up onto the hill. We'll have to see if he goes anything but straight gas here in the top of the 9th. Here comes the 1-0. Fastball swung on and missed by Carrier for strike number 1. 1-1 the count as Hagen looking to seal the deal for the Blue Knights. Carrier digs back into the right-handed side. That one, fastball, pulled wide. A whippy sidearm action from Hagen. as he shows the ball early in his delivery, but it has enough giddy up and go to get by batters. 2 balls and 1 strike on the first baseman, Carrier. Next one is going to run upstairs for ball number 3. 3 ball, 1 strike count as Carrier digs back in. Big deep breath on the hill for Hagen. Delivers the next one. That one's going to be wide, and that's going to be a leadoff walk for the Mystics. They need 8 runs to 4 innings to take the lead, then look for a shutout bottom half of the 9th inning. That'll bring up to bat now shortstop number 7, Cooper Stallman. He'll dig into the right-handed side in the on-deck circle. Now is Rydell Adair. First pitch from Hagen to Stallman. Just misses down and away for ball number 1. So as Hagen takes a peek up at his shortstop in Evan Nelson, they have a quick little conversation, and now we're ready to go again. The 1-0 offering on the way. That one pulled wide as well for ball number 2. Hagen coming in relief. Third pitcher to see action for the Blue Knights. Having a little bit of difficulty locating. He was the leadoff batter in the 9th inning. Now is behind the second batter to appear. Next pitch is going to be on the way. That one outside as well. So it's a 3-0 count to start. As Lake Hagen now looks to battle back. We'll see if Stallman gets the red light on the 3-0 or if he tries to jump on it to spark something here for BSC. Next offering on the way from Hagen. 3-0 pitch. That one is going to be wide for no. Missed off the outside. Gets the friendly 3-0 call. And that'll make it a 3-1 count. So Stallman, who was 3-4 steps down the line, has to turn tail and head back into the box. Hagen now with a little bit more confidence after getting that strike call. Will kick and deliver. That one will run upstairs on the 2-seamer. And that will put runners on first and second with no one away. As the second baseman, number 9, Rydell Adair will step in.
Stepping into the box, second baseman number 9,
Hagen
Rydell
goes to the rosin bag again. Drops it on the backside of the mound. We'll see if they make him kick it back a little further. We've seen that a couple times in the tournament. Looks like it's good enough for the umpires here this evening. First pitch to Adair is going to be a great fastball in there. Some good movement on these pitches from Hagen as he gets back up on the bump. Runners on first and second. No one away in the top half of the 9th. Hagen gets set again against Adair. Here comes the 0-1. That one's a check swing. Adair went around on it for strike number 2. Couldn't keep the head of his bat back. Now he's down in a big 0-2 hole. As Hagen takes a peek over first baseman for DCTC, playing way down the line. That one's going to be hammered foul by Adair, and he'll see at least one more offering. Hagen in his first inning of work. Looking to see if he can get outs 1, 2, and 3. And then the party will be on for DCTC as they'll take the crown and advance to the district championship series with a chance for nationals on the line. Next pitch coming. That one a safety swing from Adair, sends it up and out of play over the DCTC dugout. Count remains no balls and 2 strikes. So far, Hagen has went after batters, hasn't went for any burn pitches, up 0-2 as he looks to get his first of 3 outs he needs. Checks the runner up at second, no one being held on. Here comes the 0-2. Now on another tap foul to the netting behind home plate. And Adair looking to battle to see if he can't come out on top with Kruger in the on-deck circle, followed up by Phillips, then Everson as the Mystics looking to make a mad dash here to score 8 runs in the top of the 9th. Hagen again gets ready to go. The next 0-2, that one's going to miss downstairs for ball number 1. As Adair with a big take on that one to not chase the downstairs fastball. Hagen checks and realizes now, hey, I don't have to check, not being held on. Here comes the next one. That one's going to be down. We'll skip to the backstop, and that'll advance the runners to second and third. And that will take away the chance for a traditional double play. Now 2 are in scoring position for Adair, who now has a 2-2 count, and Kruger in the on-deck circle. Adair tightening the grip on his bat as he steps back into the left-handed batter's box. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 on, and no one away. Hagen gives the sign, kicks, and fires. That one's upstairs, and it's a full count now on Adair. as the Mystics looking to see if they can get some final inning dramatics here from Williston. Adair steps in. Hagan looks in to get the sign and comes set. Here comes the payoff. That one's downstairs, and that is a full walk to load the bases up with no one away as Carter Kruger will walk up to the plate, and he'll be looking to try and hammer one as there's some more pin activity developing for the Mystics. They're going to send another one down in case this one starts to get away from Hagan.
Kruger.
Heading down to the pen is number 33, Cooper Sanders, as we're going to have a mound visit here. We'll have to see, and see if there's going to be a pitching change here, or if they're just going to do a quick confidence talk for Hagan. It looks to be just a short confidence talk to say, hey, find the zone, let them put it in play, let's get some outs and get out of here. Now bases loaded, no one away in the top half of the ninth inning. Here comes the home plate umpire now to break up the party on the hill as coach for the Blue Knights gave Hagan a big tap on the chest and say, hey, young fellow, let's go get after it. Everyone heading back to their position, and we're set to resume play here momentarily for the 9-batter through the lineup. Right fielder number 10, Carter Kruger. Kruger can hit it a ton if he gets a hold of one, and especially with the velocity coming off the hand of Hagan. Anything well hit has a chance to run. Kruger will dig in. Bases loaded, no one away. Here comes the first offering from Hagan. That one catches the outside corner for strike number 1. So Kruger being patient at the plate, especially after that last batter in Adair drew the walk. Now he'll look to battle, see if he can't shoot one through. Next pitch. That one taken just above the belt for ball number 1 to even up the count at 1-1. Lights starting to come on here at Raybon Field as we are quickly approaching twilight. Hagan with a big breath on the hill. 1-1 on the way. That one misses outside for ball number 2 as Kruger gets ahead in the count. 2 balls and 1 strike. So the Mystics are down but not out. Their last chance. 3 outs to play with to see if they can make magic. Here comes the 2-1. That will be in there for called strike number 2. Now Hagan 1 pitch away from getting his first out of the inning as the bullpen activity continues for the Blue Knights. Blake Hagan again coming set. Here comes the 2-2 to Kruger. That one's going to be lifted up and out of play. Kruger stays alive as that fastball would have been right along the black of the plate. Mystics got 1 run in the first inning and 1 run in the 8th. They trailed 10-2, so they need a monster inning here with their backs against the wall. Here comes the next 2-2 pitch. That one's going to be down and away in the second straight batter. We'll see a full count offering. And we'll now have to see, as that bullpen session has quickly progressed for the Blue Knights, how long they go with Blake Hagan here on the bump. They'll look in again. Kruger looking for ball 4 base hit. Payoff pitch from Hagan on the way. That one's going to be lifted up, and it'll just drift out of play over the Mystics dugout. Count will remain full. So Kruger taking a beat now as he finally comes onto the hill. After this at-bat, regardless of the result, we may see a change. Next payoff pitch, that one's going to be hammered foul down the third base line, and that takes a hop over the 4-foot fence alongside the DCTC dugout. Kruger will see another pitch, and he's waiting for a miss over the plate from Hagan that he can drive. Bases full of Mystics. Here comes the next 3-2. That one swung missed by Kruger, and the first of 3 outs has been retorted in the top half of the 9th inning. That will wrap the lineup back to the top of the order. BSC.
Mystic center fielder number 33.
Center fielder number 33. He'll dig into the left-handed side. See if he can drive one. Hagan again will take a peek. No one being held on. Bases loaded. Now 1 away. First pitch to Phillips. It's going to be chopped down the line, and it's going to through the first baseman for a 1-run base knock. Another run's going to come around in. A 2 RBI hit for Phillips will bring in a couple and make it now a 4-10 game. And now Hagan Back at the
Come on,
top,
plate.
it'll be runners on first
Left
and
fielder
second.
number one.
As left fielder number 1, Alex Everson, will take in to see if he can keep it going. The Mystics need 6 more here in the ninth with 1 away. Hagen again gets going. Next one, big swing and a miss for, we're going to say, Stevenson got a foul tip on it, back into the glove of Brandt for strike number 1. Again, coming set is going to be Hagen. Here comes the 0-1. That one's up and in for ball and 1 to even up the count. 1 ball and 1 strike. Mystics with their season on the line, looking to see if they can't close the gap even further. They've gotten 2 runs so far in this 9th inning with 2 on base. Next pitch, that's going to be a hard hit ball deep into left field. Going back is the left fielder, and Anderson, and he'll make the catch. Everyone is going to have to stay put where they're at. And it is Everson who just missed on one. He tattooed it, but it was right in the no-fly zone of George Anderson in
Now
left.
Mystic catcher number 8, Anthony Niaves.
And that'll bring up the bat catcher number 8, Andrew Niaves, who stepped into the left-handed side. Niaves, a dangerous left-handed batter. Look big. First pitch is going to be swung on and missed by Niaves. And that was taking something off of it by Hagen. He's ahead in the count to Niaves. No balls and 1 strike. We'll get back on the pump. Here comes the 0-1. A line drive, that's going to get through, and that'll be station to station to go. The Mystics are going to hold on with runners at first, second, and third, as that'll now bring up to bat third baseman number 12, Cole Shirley.
Now batting third baseman
Shirley
number
holding
12,
on where he's at.
Cole Shirley.
Shirley coming up to the plate, runner on third, took a big trip around the corner, but he hit the brakes late as he got a late red light. They didn't want to make a final out of the game at the plate. Hagen slams the rosin bag down behind the pitcher's mound and gets ready to go here against Shirley. Here comes the next offering on the way. That was going to be a line drive up the middle. Couple runs are going to come in for Bismarck State, and that's going to make it now a 10-6 game. And the Mystics looking to do some damage. Coming up now is going to be designated hitter number 23, Caleb Gimbel. So Gimbel with a big chance now. If he can reach safely, everyone will move here from here on out for the Mystics. Gimbel will need to get on. If he does, now we'll put a big chance up for number 34, Carrier, who's due up next. First pitch to Gimbel, Japanese for a called strike number 1. So Gimbel versus Carrier in the on-deck circle will represent the game-tie run for the Mystics. 2 on, 2 out. Open count to Gimbel. Hagen again will kick and deliver. That one's going to be long. That one's going to get through. We'll see if the Mystics send another one in. They're going to hold them up. Now the tying run coming up to the plate for BSC.
Coming to the plate,
Carrier.
first baseman number 34, Nixon Carrier.
Bismarck State tightening this one up late, and we're going to have a pitching change in Williston as Lake Hagen has get 4 runs so far in this top half of the 9th, with a tying run coming to the plate and the bases loaded with 2 outs. So we're going to step aside for a quick second and let you know who the new player is when we come back. We are back here. Top half of inning number 9.
Now pitching
Cooper
for the
Sanders
Blue
now
Knights.
on the big lefty, trying to get the last out that DCTC needs to be crowned Region 13 champion. And standing in his way is going to be number 34, Nixon Carrier. Carrier hit a home run yesterday against the Tetons. He has the juice to do it. We'll see if he can come up big. Is Stallman, followed by Adair. First pitch is going to be a shot over to second base, pitch swinging, and that is going to be the game as the Blue Knights with the Region 13 championship as they celebrate.
Congratulations to DCTC
Congratulations to
on winning the Region
DCTC
13
for winning the crown
championship.
and title for Region 13, and a
Fans,
great
please
year
stick
for
around
all the
to
teams
begin
who made it
our
here and
tournament
competed
award
in this
ceremony
Region 13 on the
about 5 minutes.
fantastic brand new Phil Raven Field in Williston. That's it for this edition of Athletics right here on Williston State YouTube channel. It's a safe. Top fields in 3. 3 runs in 3 innings.
Fans, before we begin our Region 13 Tournament Award Ceremony, let's give both teams a big round of applause for a great game and a hard-fought tournament. And let's show our appreciation for all the volunteers, staff, and trainers who helped organize, run, and make this event a great experience for everyone involved. Thank you. We will get our award ceremony started with individual recognitions from both teams, beginning with our second place team, the Mystics. We'll give them a couple minutes.
Definite range though. Definite range.
Mystics, please come forward when your name has been announced. Number 1, Alex Everson. Number 2, Tate Mark. Shay Landa. Matt Porter. Mason Lunsman. Cooper Stallman. Andrew Nieves. Ryder Adair. Carter Kruger. Joslyn Emil. Cole Shirley. Mitchell. Carson Haney. Alex Panitsky. Josh Burbeau. Ethan Miller. Eli Nyhammer. Bryce Bedrosian. Eli Thompson. McCoy Keller. Caleb Gimble. Tristan Delaplante. Jory Graves. Chase Hubble. Nolan Waldfeld. Camden Miller. Jack Shannon. Pacey Phillips. Nixon Carrier. River Walters. As well as head coach Jaden Scott and assistant coach Dawson Tweet and Alex. Now the individual recognitions for the champions of DCTC Blue Knights. Please come forward with your names. Carter Simonson. June Moeller. Caden Bilal. Ian George. Bryson Mose. Teddy Heller. George Anderson. Jake Grubel. Dylan Larson. Evan Nelson. Jacob Siswitzky. Cooper DeSuter. Nick Brandt. Adam Rice. Eddie Moore Jr. Nate Heyman. Brady Schaefer. Austin Madler. Dakota Cruz. Nathan Harrison. Kane Sheehan. Joe Ernster. LJ Manning. Keaton Lingenfelter. Cooper Sanders. Jack Minnick. Reese. Brady Grobman. Blake Hagan. Taylor Morissette. Two managers, Connor Iverson and Bryce Hipp. And the coaching staff, head coach Blaine Barthel and assistant Maris Blanchard and Garrett Boylan. Now we'll move on to the team awards with representatives from the Mystics. Please come forward and accept your trophy. Let's give them a round of applause for a great run. And now would representatives from our Region 13 champions, the Blue Knights, please come forward to accept your trophy. Now we'd like to recognize two outstanding individuals, our Region 13 Tournament MVP and Coach of the Year. This year's Tournament MVP from DCTC is LJ Manning. And this year's region Coach of the Year is Blaine Barthol. Before we wrap up, we'd like to once again thank everyone for coming to Williston this year for the Region 13 tournament. We kindly ask that you would check your areas for any garbage as you leave. Safe travels.